You're sitting there going, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? What is, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Yeah, you don't. You don't want to know. But I'm going to open this really quick. Excuse me. In my quest to figure this game out, first of all, I have begun to watch the more recent iteration of the anime. They are available on Netflix, all three of them, all three of the most recent reboot of the series. I've kind of started watching those to see how they are guiding this game, because in discussing the cards with the good people at Radar the other day, they are unaware. They're aware of the game, unaware of any of the card game side of it. They, at Radar, they've got a huge display case, and they've got Magic, they've got Pokemon, they've got all these different card games in there. And I said, okay, I see that you've got all these, and they all make sense. But what about Bakugan? And they said, well, we know of the game. We don't really carry too much in the way of it right now, but if our boss starts to see the popularity of it, we probably will. I don't know if this is becoming popular again. They've tried to reboot this here in North America, and I think that they're kind of pushing the product worldwide. What happened is that they were going to release this game a couple of years ago, and then COVID. So you can't really play face-to-face with this game when everybody's COVIDed out. So it was a really unfortunate product rollout, re-rollout. This franchise is come and gone in Japan, where it was originally conceived, of course. And it was originally a Japanese and Canadian cross production. Then they're trying to reboot this thing in the United States now, and they're trying to, Spin Masters is trying to get you to buy this stuff, which they've gotten me to do. But now I need to get a hold of the people at Spin Masters. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write them a little email, and I'm going to ask them WTF. Nobody in America really seems to understand this thing. You are putting a lot of product on shelf, but you are not making it apparent as to what this game actually is. Because this is a recent character here. I went out and I bought this because I wanted this particular character. And I didn't want to wait and see if it would just produce itself in the Ross resales. So I went and spent the $7. Just to see what they got going on. And again, with this game, you have a little, it's sort of like a marbles game from back in the Depression. It's a little like that, in that you are rolling these round game pieces at one another and or to try to pick up cores, which are these metallic octagons, or anyway, they're the metallic pieces which actually trigger the ball to change. What it does is it triggers a magnet inside the ball, which pulls the lock on the ball, and it pops open to whatever creature it's supposed to be. And then you determine via the points, the base points of your little pocket monster. Oops, that's Pokemon. You take the points that your Bakugan is worth, and then on the backs of these little chits, okay, these little pogs, whatever you want to call them now, they call them cores. On the back of them, there are positive and negative outcomes for your Bakugan in the battle. So you're trying to hit the decent ones, and you're trying to knock your opponent into the traps, if you will. And you have these cores, but you also have what they call a gate card, which is also metallic, which will also trigger the ball. But I don't understand why you would lay these out as well as lay the cores out. The game structure right now and what they would like you to do with it is extremely confused and unapparent. If I were a parent and my kid came to me with this game and said, "So how do we play?" I don't know. Because it seems like the game is in flux. It seems like they started it as a Pokemon-style card game with these Bakugan balls which trigger, and they were trying to figure out how to mash this whole thing into a game. Hold on, it popped open. They will pop open when given enough force. They'll knock open. Okay. This one is what's called a Geogon. It's a little different. They all are, but of course it comes as its own little round little ball. And then when you hit a core piece, or when you hit a gate card, which has information on it, you know, so if you triggered it on the gate card, you would get stuff based on what you find on the other side of the card. When you flip it, this would be what you would see laying on the table. And then your little Bakugan here, you would roll it. Now, you say, this does not seem like a very hard thing to do. This is a huge target, so no, it's not. But when you're trying to roll and hit a certain of these cores, when they're all put together in, consider a cluster of 12, you're trying to nail one out of a cluster. So there is a way to roll these whereby your magnet is going to fall on the correct Bakugan core. This is where the skill of the game comes in. This is where the intrigue is for me. There are ways to spin these, and if you look it up, sometimes you can find some people that have gotten some interesting trick shots with these, meaning they've gone around a card and landed on another one. I've seen people do spin moves with these things, and or just doing what they call core sniping, which is to be able to nail one core out of 12. And you want to be able, and they're all touching sides, you know, they all have to be touching edge to edge, so it looks like a beehive cluster in the middle of the table, in the middle of the game. And you roll these things at it, and the idea is you want to be able to pick up the cores that you know are worthwhile and leave the cores for the other player that are going to be either traps or not as good. There is a skill system to this game, which is why it intrigues me. And because there is a physical element to it, as opposed to all playing cards and being the guy who either spent enough money online or was lucky enough to find the card pack that contained, you know, the Will-O-Wisp or whatever it is in Magic that's like the end-all be-all of the cards. It doesn't come down to chasing cards necessarily. It comes down to a little bit of ability, some luck, and then you modify based on what cards you are holding. So again, the knowledge of when and how and what you can play the order is still eluding me, and I feel silly about this. I haven't put a ton of time into it. I haven't sat down and watched YouTube in a while for like this topic. A lot of the time I've spent in front of YouTube is watching all of you who are creators, who are watching me. We're all watching each other. Anyway, this is, I got this one because I loved the idea of it. And it is a Kraken. It's called a Crakanoid. And I will pop it for you here. Okay. Here's a little, here, let me get my face off the camera. It's a little Kraken character. And he made his debut in one of the first episodes of Geogon Rising, which is what these are. This one is considered a Geogon. It's not a Bakugan. I mean, it is a Bakugan. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. I don't know! But I'm learning. I'm learning. What's really funny is that I've gotten Rusty, at Rusty's garage, I've gotten him sort of thinking about it. And I've probably done the same to a percentage of you all. This is the design. This is the insidious design that, you know, was originally figured out by the people at Nintendo, who were a card game company originally, before they became video games. Nintendo was known for making card games. It is, to me too, as I've said before, it is kind of interesting to see how they manipulate me psychologically. I do understand that it's happening. I'm amused by it, and I have managed to keep my interest in this, with the exception of Mr. Crakanoid here. I have kept all of my purchases to resale and secondary sale shops like the Ross and other places like that of the world. I would urge you all, again, and I say this constantly, work within your budget. What I am trying to do here with purchasing some of these toys and opening them and figuring them out is to give you a roadmap. I'm sorry that the roadmap for Bakugan still seems to be so covered in the fog of war, but we'll get there. Along with everything else that we do here at Monkey Shine Labs. So, hey, if you like what you see here, please like, share, and subscribe. And we will be coming at you again very quickly here with a different topic. That's for sure. It's a guaranteed crapshoot. Whatever you want, you're probably not getting it around here. And if you're getting it, it ain't all that good. Actually, it is good. We're one of the best toy channels on the internet. There. Call that spade a spade. Thank you very much, folks. We really appreciate it here at Monkey Shine Lab, the couple of minutes that you do spend with us. And I promise it's not all about Bakugan. It's not all about Lego knockoffs. It's not all about whatever it was that I did in shopping stores in the beginning of this video. It's always about something else. It's always about something. It's, you know, it's never on the surface. You got to scratch. You got to pick the scab. And on that note, we'll see you tomorrow.